been reported that Spotify is going to be having a $20 platinum plan. And here are the benefits: Hi-Fi Studio Sound, Headphone Tuner, Audio Insights, Library Pro, Playlist Pro, and limited ad Spotify podcasts. Sounds a bit weird, but to break it down for you guys, Hi-Fi Studio Sound, just better overall sound quality on the streaming platform. Headphone Tuner, Audio Insights, Library Pro, and Playlist Pro. Not enough information has been provided as far as what exactly what do the pro versions do? What do the Audio Insights provide? Is this for artists that upload? Is this, in order to see your demographics? And the Headphone Tuners, more options as far as how you want to gear your audio listening experience, maybe reduce bass on the songs more. I'm not too sure. They don't give the descriptions on that, so I'm not going to dive too deep into those benefits. But I will say, limited ads on Spotify podcasts, that catches my attention. And I believe this is going to be the real meat of this platinum plan. Me being both an Apple and Spotify user, I'm not exclusive to Spotify. So it wouldn't be like, oh, all right, this is the only app I use. I might as well go for it. I get my sound quality from Apple Music. They have the spatial, they have the high def, lossless for $9.99. And it's funny I say that because I don't pay for Apple Music with my phone plan, but still, for those of you that do, $9.99, student discount $4.99. But that comes definitely half the cost of what Spotify is planning to charge. So already, it's not looking too hot for the platinum plan. As far as the Headphone Tuner, Audio Insights, Library Pro, and Playlist Pro, again, depending on what exactly those benefits do, and if it's something to where it's like, oh, it's a legitimate difference that you could gear to your own taste, and it's like a casual improvement. If this is only going to be something like a hardcore music listener is going to get the full enjoyment of, then the platinum plan might just be worth it. As far as the average person, it's not buying me in so far. Now, limited ads on Spotify podcasts. One thing that I can't stand is paying for a service and not being able to skip ads for said service. So when I'm on Spotify listening to a podcast and it gets interrupted by an advertisement, it boils my skin, boils my blood, gets me tight, gets me pissed off. I ain't rocking with it. However, it is what it is. That's why I'll be listening to most of my podcasts on Apple Music, the Apple Music podcast streaming. Wow, Apple Music podcast streaming on the Apple Music podcast app. There we go. Now, one thing to note about this, it says limited ads on the Spotify podcast, not even completely removing them, just a more limited amount. That in itself is concerning, especially if you're going to charge double along with all these benefits. But I believe the real meat here is the limited ads on the podcast. For $20 having only limited ads, I don't believe that's worth it. Me being someone who uses Spotify, I'm going to keep the base plan. Just off of seeing this, I'm still going to keep the base plan just because I also have Apple Music. But for those that only use Spotify and for whatever reason you only use Spotify, had to reset myself there. I believe this will be worth it because you're going to get, so far, just from what we know, audio improvement and limited ads, I feel casually on the day-to-day is going to make a better difference. The audio quality could be debatable on how you listen to your music. That could be debatable if it's going to get that much better. But for the sake of assuming that you're not going to have any weird outliers causing you not to hear the improvement, I believe it's going to be worth it. So that's what was reported as far as reference 9 to 5 Mac. It was shown for anybody that's canceling their Spotify subscription plans after 10 years that, hey, will this upcoming platinum plan, will this be something that will help you stick around? And that's where it's been reported. We'll see how this pans out and what the what the real descriptions would be, or, what does Library Pro do? What is Library Pro? What is Playlist Pro? How can my playlist become better? What's the improvement that's going to make it a pro version? And hopefully it doesn't mean that it's going to strip any of the basic Spotify plans in order to beef this one up, because that's whenever it starts getting a little, would I say greedy? Just a bit, just not a good look. Now, going